I grew up in a quiet province in the Philippines where time moved slowly and days were filled with the rustling of rice fields, the chirping of birds, and the laughter of neighbors who felt more like family. Life there was simple and grounded. But everything changed when I moved to Manila for high school. Suddenly, I was surrounded by noise, energy, and motion. Manila was alive in ways the province never was: vibrant, chaotic, colorful. The city had its own rhythm: jeepneys zigzagging through traffic, the buzz of street vendors calling out their paninda, neon lights flickering over 24-hour shops, and students laughing under the glow of street lamps after class. It was overwhelming at first, but it also awakened something in me. I started to grow. I learned how to navigate crowds, how to read people, how to enjoy life through the simplest joys, like buying kwek-kwek from a stall near the university, walking through wet markets with no real destination, or catching sunsets over rooftops. Manila taught me how to move, how to adapt. But as much as I thrived, there was always a quiet voice in me asking, "Is this your pace?" After completing my bachelor's degree and working in Manila for over a year, I knew I needed to stretch myself further. That's when South Korea came into the picture. I moved to Busan to pursue a master's degree, and wow, what a ride! Busan was different. A city where the mountains met the sea, where I could walk from a high-rise cafe to a hidden beach in one afternoon. Life there was dynamic, efficient, structured, and in many ways inspiring. I met incredible people, friends who challenged my thinking, professors who encouraged me to go deeper. But between classes and deadlines, I found myself slipping into a different rhythm. In Busan and Seoul, I spent most of my nights drinking, hopping from one bar to another, sharing stories with friends, numbing the weight I didn't quite understand. At first, it felt like freedom, but eventually I hit a wall. One night, walking home alone under Seoul's glowing skyline, I asked myself, why am I really here? What am I chasing? That was the start of a quiet existential crisis. I was surrounded by people, yet I felt alone. I was moving fast, yet going nowhere. I realized the rhythm I had chosen didn't feel like mine anymore. I admired the ambition, the drive, but deep down, I knew I needed to stop running. I was searching for something different, slower, steadier, softer. That's when I looked to Australia. I applied for a PhD and, to my joy and disbelief, I was accepted. I packed my life once more, this time not just with clothes or books, but with hopes for peace. I remember the day I landed in Melbourne. It was so quiet. Not just no honking quiet, but deeply, profoundly quiet. There were no jeepneys, no food stalls, no karaoke echoing from the neighbors' houses. Just birds, wind, and the gentle hum of life happening slowly. At first, I wasn't sure how to feel. Silence can be strange when you're used to noise. My body started to slow down. I noticed things I never had the time for before: the way sunlight filters through leaves in the afternoon, the feeling of cold sand under my feet at the beach, the joy of doing absolutely nothing and calling it a good day. I started journaling again, walking for no reason, cooking meals that reminded me of home. For the first time in a long time, I felt grounded, present, alive, but in a quieter way. That's why I call this journey the quiet route. It's not the loudest story, not the most dramatic, but it's mine. It's a journey of listening to nature, to others, and to myself. I'm still on it, still learning, still adjusting, still growing. But I finally feel like I'm walking at the right pace. Hi, I'm Birch, and this is the Quiet Route. If you're someone who finds beauty in stillness, who craves depth over speed, who wants to see the world not just with your eyes, but with your heart, then come walk with me. Let's walk and explore new places through the quiet route.